Zion Williamson has wasted no time in throwing down dunks during the preseason. When asked by ESPN's Eric Woodyard if he's going to participate in this year's dunk contest, he said he's a, quote, game time decision. Matt, BS or real talk? Oh, wow. I think I'm going real talk. Why do you think it's BS?
Why game time? You know he's going to be in the dunk contest.
I don't know anything anymore, man. It was a time when you look at him.
Dunk contest. I definitely think hopefully him, Levine, Aaron Gordon, and maybe one more jumper. And I think it'll be probably one of the better dunk contests we've seen in a while. But I think he's definitely going to be in.
I think he's going to be in, but I think there is going to be a real talk about whether he will. I mean, he should be in there. I will be disappointed if he's not in there, but this is also a guy they shut down for the summer pretty quick, that they have put basically in bubble wrap because they don't want him to get hurt or overused. And who knows where they're at.
I can't wait for Coach K to tell us he's already doing too much. He's doing too much. Why should he do a dunk contest?
But I do think he will be in it. I
don't know. Especially if they're in a playoff picture.
I know.
There might be. I mean,
look, we're still. Has LeBron James ever been in a dunk contest?
No.
Remember he promised that one year.
Like I said, I think he's in there.
Let me ask you guys this:
Speak it into being.
Who would you take in a dunk contest between Zion and Zach LaVine, who had his own show last night?
Zach flies.
Zach in Chicago too.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting, because although Zion is a very powerful dunker, you've seen like in his high school tapes and all that kind of stuff, he's got some trickery to his dunks as well. So I mean, in a slam dunk format contest, it's gonna be ugly.
It's that hometown crowd though.
Yeah. He's gonna probably have the Jordan jersey underneath everything and dunk from the free throw line. He can windmill from the free throw line, by the way. Zach LaVine can. He wipes with the one hand.
The only thing I ask is no gimmicks. Just go out there and dunk. I don't need a plane out there or a microphone or something.
Gimmicks have got corny, haven't they? Just go out there.
Just go and dunk. You guys are good at it. Just do it. All right. Next up, the reigning MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo saw his first preseason action Wednesday night. The Greek Freak showed little signs of rust and was dunking all over the Utah Jazz, as we showed you earlier in the show. Giannis finished with 22 points in 21 minutes of action. After the game, Giannis told The Athletic, quote, "A lot of my teammates were talking to me and told me to relax a little bit. It's your first game. You're going to be rusty. But it doesn't matter how rusty you are skill-wise. You can always put in the effort," right? Ramona, the Bucks thinking that Giannis needs to chill. Is this BS or real talk? Oh, yeah. That's good. Yeah? All right. This one's easy, right? It's a preseason game.
It's early.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
But that's how he's wired. That's how he got to be the MVP in the first place.
One speed. And like we said earlier, I mean, oddly enough to think that an MVP has more to prove. And like I said, I think there's going to be a major chip on his shoulder this year, and he's going to have an amazing season this year.
Look, they didn't win last year. He didn't have the kind of World Cup that he wanted internationally. I think that he's heard the criticism that he doesn't shoot well from the outside. He's heard all of that. And he's got something to say about it.
Yo, how did Conley get matched up on him right there? That's just not fair.
That switch.
Poor Mike.
That's when you yell, "Where the hell at?" How likely do you think it is that he repeats as MVP?
He doesn't have the narrative anymore. And I think, the Bucks were such a great story last year. He was such a great story. But it's kind of like Steph, right? When Steph started winning MVPs, it was like every year he does that. You expect that of them. So it's going to be hard for him to top what he did last year. It's going to be hard for Milwaukee to top. And there's so many other teams out west and so many other stars that have that narrative set right up.
Let me ask you this, because you brought this up earlier. How often can we talk about an MVP who's got so much more room to grow? What if he comes back and he's shooting threes? Not great, but definitely decent enough where you have to respect it. Matt?
I mean, I definitely think he's in the mix, along with, I think Steph is going to have some vengeance this year. I think James is obviously going to be James, LeBron, and AD. So I think it's going to be a 5-horse race, and I think any of them have a great chance to win.
Y'all keep forgetting about Joel Embiid.
I'm with you on that.
All right, next up, Kevin Love is the oldest player on the rebuilding Cavs and should be near the top of any players likely to be traded this season list, but says he's happy on his current team. He told Cleveland.com, quote, "I do want to be here. I always have. I say that knowing it's the NBA and it's a business. I think especially after seeing last year, the summer leading up to last year and this summer, the changeover is like unprecedented, so you don't know what's going to happen." All right, guys, let's try to do this one all at the same time. BS or real talk? Oh, yeah. I love the unanimous BS. Matt, translate what Kevin Love is actually saying.
He's just saying everything he should be, being politically correct, knowing Cleveland just gave him that big deal, 2 years ago. And like he said, Kevin has always been someone that just gone out there and played and never really ruffled any feathers. Obviously, an aging player on a rebuilding team, I'm sure he would like a shot at getting another title before he's done, but he's saying everything he's supposed to say.
Yeah, I mean, look, he wants to be there. He's going to be a nice guy. He's not going to cause any problems. But it's a business, as he says. And if things were to happen,
look, this is my way. I always tell players, man, you don't owe any obligation to the media to tell the truth about these kind of things. Lie all the time. So I love you. I don't want to go anywhere. And then when you get traded, well, I liked it, but it's a new day or whatever. Definitely go run with that lie. But the one thing I would say also about his situation in particular, Cleveland and Charlotte, I think, are the two teams that are the furthest to go in terms of rebuild. I mean, if he were on the Suns, if he were on the Bulls, one of these other teams that aren't good, but at least you could say, okay, they've got something's happening here. I may want to be a part of this rebuild. But right now in Cleveland, and this is not a knock at any of the young players they have on the team, but just it's not that caliber of player. There is no Kristaps Porzingis or Doncic or Trae Young or someone like that to get excited about. It's a lot of decent players, but there's still got some massive holes there.
I'm sure it's hard to leave sunny Cleveland as well.
Shout out to Joakim Noah. You ever want to go to Cleveland? Everyone want to do that for vacation? Who would be interested in Kevin Love?
I mean, there's a lot of teams. Portland is one that you've frequently heard mentioned. Boston is another team that needs some front court help, obviously. So there's a lot of teams that I think on the list of like top 5 players most likely to get traded during the year. He's definitely on that list. He has a lot of years and money left on that deal, though, and he has not been healthy the last few years. So that makes it difficult to trade him, especially mid-season.
You hit it on the head. I think a healthy Kevin Love can help anybody. People forget how dominant he was, and although he's getting up there in years, was he 32, 33, around that age? He's still got a few more years, but I think his health is a big concern. But he can definitely, a healthy Kevin Love could help anybody.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.